So to formally start our program, may we call on Ms. Ren and Tuna to lead our opening prayer.
Good morning. I'm inviting everyone to spare a few minutes to pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for protecting us and our family the from COVID-19. Thank you for saving the humanity by your most precious blood, and remind us each day that our lives and all our possession is yours. Today, may this event give honor to your name. This all our prayer in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Ms. Ren and Tuna, for the opening prayer. And now, to formally start the program, may we also call on Mr. Edison De Guzman, President of VBusiness Software and Solutions, to give his welcome remarks. Hi, Sir Edison. Good morning.
Good morning, Crystal. Thank you. Uh, Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing good today. And of course, thank you so much each of one for being here with us today. Of course, this made possible with our business partners, Fasttrack Solutions, the first and only SAP Platinum partner in the Philippines. Of course, they're excellent in delivering these SAP products and technologies, of course, SAP innovations. And our very own principals, AWS, of course, the world most comprehensive and innovative cloud platform. They offer infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, and a massive global services that, of course, allows us and everyone to quickly innovate, experiment, and migrate as fast as we can. So again, thank you so much also to our facilitator, our beautiful manager, Miss Crystal Hernandez, and to our attendees, to you and our guests. And of course, without further ado, so let's give everyone a warm of welcome and a warm of applause and enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you and God bless everyone. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoy this day.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Edison, for a very warm welcome. So for those who have just attended our webinar, just a few reminders again to please mute yourself so we can hear our speakers clearly for the entire session. And feel free to chat your questions later. So we will have our live Q&A by the end of the session. So we hope na you will stay until the rest of the session. And let's be interactive. So for those who have just come to our webinar, please chat out your name and from what company are you from. Okay, so moving on for our first topic for today, may we call on Sir Steven to introduce our first presenter.
Hello, thank you, Ms. Cristal. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I'm Steven Fulcher from Fasttrack Solutions. Indeed, a lot has changed in the past year for everyone, and many businesses have gone through tough times. Fasttrack Solutions have been working with VBusiness and the rest of our partners in Fasttrack community in continuously preaching for digital transformation amid this pandemic. And we're happy to share that last year we've been successful in doing so. In fact, Fasttrack Solution has been chosen by SAP as the 2020 Partner of the Year for Philippines in the recently concluded SAP Southeast Asia Partner Kickoff meeting. So in this part of the session, we'll share some thoughts on business continuity and sustainability in the face of pandemic. Let's hear them from Fasttrack Enterprise Group, Andrew Romualdez, Ira Mina, and Mark Alex Cagliao.
Hi everybody, my name is Andrew Moldes and I'm one of the account managers here in Fasttrack. I'd like to discuss with you the importance of looking into Fasttrack Fasttrack's complementary solutions to improve your business. I want to start with this saying, the only constant thing is change, and that is exactly what is happening now. The economy is changing, the buying habits of customers are different, and the business setups aren't the way it used to be. Things are changing rapidly, which means businesses need to adjust to these changes quickly. And with change comes challenges. And these are some of the challenges that we are facing today. I have 5 points here. My first point is continuity of operations. How are companies able to continue their operations? There are companies that don't have working remotely as a setup in their office. Many companies had to revisit the way how they operate. My second point is customer canceling orders or tickets. So this pretty much means loss of sales, less income. Consumers' buying habits have now changed. They're now different. Consumers now purchase things they need more than what they want. And my third point is B2B e-commerce. How do we work with our business partners? How do we meet their demands? And also, how do we gain sales or even build our supplier network during these times? Many companies didn't have a mature e-commerce network because most transactions were done in the office or even face-to-face. My fourth point is networking. How do we build our network with limited resources? And my last is supply chain. This was a huge challenge and will continue to be a challenge as we slowly shift to the new normal. Many companies would want to operate 100%, but there are many dependencies for this, such as business partners not being able to operate fully. In these times, businesses need to continue operating more than ever. There were instances where businesses had to stop operating because they did not have the ability to continue operations outside the office. Some of the reasons why businesses couldn't operate effectively is because my first point is they do not have an ERP system, or they do have an ERP system but only cover a part of their business processes. My second point is unsecured data network, meaning they aren't allowed to access their system outside the office due to security reasons. And my last point is not everything is digital, or not everything is 100% digital, meaning businesses still relied on physical documents in order to move forward with internal business processes. And in order to overcome these challenges that I've just mentioned, things have to change, and these changes are for the long run. These are the long time investments that will help your business be sustainable. And how can you attain this? Or how can businesses attain this? It's by having an integrated ERP solution, which is what we offer. We call this SAP S for HANA. So this is an SAP product where you have a central database where all your information is stored, such as your master data, your operational data, and even your financial data. With the use of SAP HANA, which is now natively integrated with your business suite, you will no longer need to have multiple databases across your company and will allow you to run your business in real time. And with this, you will now have a fully integrated suite for everything from sales, supply chain, to manufacturing, to finance, and all of this can be run in one data center. And my last point is by looking into Fasttrack's solutions. You will have a simplified IT environment, which will allow you to run your business without any physical documents, which is accessible remotely, where you can work outside the office, and lastly, your business will run simple. Today's webinar will be about that. Fasttrack is here to show you our solutions that we have, which will complement your current SAP ERP system. Fasttrack is also known as a one-stop shop that has multiple business solutions that can cover your requirements. And we want everyone to see this webinar as an opportunity, which is what I have right here. Now is the opportunity to invest in technology for your business. So the opportunity here is to see the best solutions to invest for your business. Now is the time to make your company stronger. And with the use of technology such as business solutions, you'll be able to invest in your employees, and the outcome of having effective employees will lead to a more sustainable business. By the end of this session, I hope you'll be able to see the benefits that our solution can provide your company. Again, my name is Andrew Romualdez. Enjoy the webinar. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Irmina. A little background about me. I'm a CPA by profession. I've been with Fasttrack for 9 years now. Before I went to SAP practice, I did financial and systems audit before. Thank you for joining this webinar. So before we go to the focus of the presentation, let's talk about what it means to be a best run business and how we can help you become one. Okay, so I think this is something that we can all agree on. We all know that everything, whether we're talking about community, economy, industry, technology, everything is changing faster than ever, especially now. 2020 with a new normal, we know how COVID affected the business community. I'm not even going to talk about that anymore because I know you're all aware. And while we work to understand and adapt to all these changes, companies also have to deeply consider the impact that this has on how value is created and measured. So I don't know if you have noticed, but shareholder value nowadays not only depends on the profits made by the organization, it also reflects the impact that we have on our communities and society. This normally translates to an effect on profit eventually. On top of that, another complication would be this one. And I know we can all agree on this. Customers nowadays are getting more and more demanding. And I know I'm guilty of this. As a consumer, I do a lot of online shopping. I literally buy everything online. And you know what's becoming the new norm? Same day delivery. You know why we have a lot of impatient customers? That's because several providers now offer that speed and service and delivery, and somehow we want the same experience or we expect the same experience from everyone else. So, as you can notice, customers now are more informed. They are much more aware of what their options are, so they are expecting higher when it comes to quality and consistency of not only the products or services they purchase, but also the experiences they have in dealing with the companies from whom they buy. According to study, more than 60% of consumers now switch brands just because they're not happy with the experience they're getting with their current one. Another complication is that new business models seem to emerge nonstop to disrupt entire industries, from concierge services to the sharing economy. But despite all those complications, would you believe it if I say that 81% of brands stagnate? I know you're here to know about success factors and what it covers, but if there's one thing that I would want you to take away from this webinar is that you should not stop innovating. I'm sure you're familiar with the likes of Nokia, Xerox, BlackBerry, Kodak. I'm not even going to ask you anymore if you know what they have in common. I'm sure you know. So those huge companies failed due to lack of innovation. It's said that an unwillingness to innovate puts any company at risk of failure, but refusing to evolve with the market can be even more devastating. Without a robust and resilient innovation strategy, no company can survive. So that's according to Phil McKinney, CEO of Cable Labs. I know our country, Philippines, we're not one of the leaders when it comes to automation and innovation, but believe me when I say we're going to get there sooner than you expect. Especially with what's happening now, we see a boost in getting ready for digital commerce, and of course, that's expected due to our current COVID situation. Okay, so now that we're done with what makes things complicated now for companies, let's look at the resolution. Best run businesses don't see these trends as issues. You should see them as opportunities. It's an opportunity to stand out from your competitors. Best run businesses put the customer at the heart of their enterprise and understand that the dynamics between buyer and seller, producer and consumer is fluid. The way they perceive you now doesn't mean that it's going to be the same perception tomorrow. You need to price engagement over transactions and recognize that real growth can only come when your customers become your true advocates. Best run businesses are the ones that emerge as disruptors, agile enough to create new value chains. So I want you to take it as a challenge to be the disruptor in your respective industry because sooner or later someone is going to be ahead and you would rather be the first one than be the one lagging behind. I want you to be able to make sense of the data and convert it not only into information, but also into insights, predictions of the best outcomes, and prescriptive actions for organizations. To be best run, businesses must become intelligent enterprises, applying advanced technologies such as machine learning, IoT, and analytics within integrated agile business processes. In today's experience economy, it's vitally important that business processes are driven by a clear understanding of the experience that customers and employees expect. Companies that deliver the best experience definitely outperform their competitors. So you have to listen, understand, and act. If you're like most organizations, you know what's happening in your business. So I'm not sure what system you're using now. It may be a canned solution that you bought or an old school, highly customized system. And most likely, you would have issues with those systems, which is why you're here in this webinar, wanting to know how SAP can help run your operation. Having a system like SAP help you capture operational data about your customer transactions, supply chain, manufacturing and spending, and activities of your workforce. So you can see those data through reports and dashboards. You can see trends and predict what will happen next. But if you want to influence what happens next, you don't stop there. You need the other half of the picture. You need data about the interactions that people have with your products and your business. You need data about their experiences. Experiential data captures beliefs, emotions, opinions, perceptions, essentially why something is happening. Because if you know why something is happening, then you can do something about it, right? So if I'm going to give you an example, operational data that your ERP will tell you is that your revenue is declining, but it's not going to tell you why. You get that from the other piece, the experience data. Knowing that would help you bridge the experience gap. So we believe that for you to be able to succeed in this economy that we call the experience economy, you need to connect experiences with operations. You need both experiential and operational data to guide their business decisions and even to automate some of them. Intelligent enterprises collect insights from customers, employees, products, and brands at every touchpoint. You must use powerful technologies to automate and integrate your data, processes, and applications, and to sense opportunities, risks, and trends, and turn this intelligence into action across every part of their business. For you to be able to act on the intelligence, you need to have a strong control over your operations, and SAP can easily cover that area across any line of business. Intelligent enterprises turn insight into action to win in the experience economy. So that's where SAP comes in. We believe that only SAP has a strategy, expertise, and solutions to deliver in this vision. And we believe it's best to start on your journey now because you can't just wake up one morning and decide to go out and buy an intelligent enterprise. It doesn't really work that way. The intelligent enterprise, it's not a product. It's a mindset of using an intelligent suite powered by technology solutions. It's an approach that says you want to tap into all available human and machine generated information to win in a highly competitive economy by differentiating on the insights that you can actually turn into action. So, why run an SAP S for HANA? That's because we believe that we provide the most stable foundation towards becoming an intelligent enterprise in the future. I know you're not going to be there overnight. It's going to be a journey to get there. But at least you have to start somewhere. I know most of the attendees' reality nowadays would normally look like this one. You would have fragmented business processes because you're running on highly customized, disparate applications with online data sources and possibly broken data architecture. But you know that that reality can't work moving forward. Now you really need to start working on your foundation. To run on an integrated platform, which is S for HANA, that would seamlessly connect your end-to-end processes. So that ends my presentation. I think that's my cue to turn over the floor to our next presenter and discuss all about S for HANA and what it covers.
Hi everyone, my name is Mark Alex Kajau. I am one of the solutions architects of Fasttrack, and today I'll be giving you a high-level overview of the SAP S/4HANA Enterprise Management Solution. But before we dive in with the discussion proper, let's just take a look first on how technology changes the world. As you can see, these statistics are gathered by some of the most trusted companies, and it is undeniable that technology now think of IoT and machine learning being able to predict your hardware maintenance, artificial intelligence, and digital what we call the economy, where customer experience is the most important thing as it dictates the growth of the organization. So for you to keep up with all of these changes, you need to become an intelligent enterprise. And we in Fasttrack are more than willing to help you and assist you. So all throughout this presentation, I'm going to show you how you will become an intelligent enterprise and what it means to your business. Basically, this is the development history of SAP, and for 47 innovative years touching every industries, we've been able to help the world to run better, improve and ease people's lives by way of automating the systems and processes. We've started in the business in 1972 with SAP R2. It was followed in 1992 with SAP R3, SAP ERP in 2004, and so on. So fast forward from these years, we gave birth to SAP S/4HANA, where it runs on a digital core. It has a massive computing power at a decreasing cost. S/4HANA is designed specifically to work with the HANA platform, optimizing the modules for the way the HANA modules were set up. S/4HANA is a digital core to what we call the intelligent enterprise. So for you to become an intelligent enterprise, you will be needing both the X data for the experience side and O data for the operations. As for HANA offers different modules such as HR, finance, supply chain, procurement, and so on, which will help you to address these technological advancements. With this, your business must be driven by data, and you can easily turn your insights into actions, which will give you the edge in the experience economy. In other words, S/4HANA is the foundation for your intelligent enterprise. So as your business grows, you may be needing more sophisticated requirements that we have a lot of solutions that could complement what you currently have in your SAP S/4HANA. So eventually, we're going to get all of these solutions in the future, but for today, let's just focus on SAP S/4HANA. So SAP S/4HANA will change the way you run your business. It doesn't just automate your data gathering procedures, but with its 360-degree cockpits and analytical views, it translates information into insights. It allows you to see all critical information all in one screen. Simulation based on real-time information is also possible with embedded analytics. Another good thing about SAP S/4HANA is its role-based applications. So what you'll be seeing in your screen are those applications that are related about your role only. With this, it shortens the learning curve of the user, empowering him to become more productive. You also have the option to add SAP Copilot, which is an add-on. It is a chatbot, so it's like your digital assistant. It allows you to talk to your ERP system just like iPhone Siri. And last but not the least is the machine learning, which gives you the system the ability to learn from your experience. The line item based architecture of S/4HANA is where it gets its speed and ability to generate reports in real time. At whatever point in time, you can generate your financial statements and other management reports, and it also has a lot of dimensions that you literally just had to drag and drop to your analysis. It has drill down features which automates the analysis up to the transaction level. S/4HANA integrates with SAP Fiori applications. So each of your lines of business will have SAP Fiori Launchpad, which will serve as a single point of entry. And it comes with this beautiful and customizable set of tiles, which will give you insights all in one screen. Given that it's role-based, you need not to spend a lot of time adopting the system because it's very user friendly. So basically, you just have to click a specific tile that you wish to see, or you can search the application in the search bar. SAP S4HANA is a completely reimagined real-time platform, and it supports all your business processes. So we have sales and marketing, supply chain, manufacturing, procurement, research and development, asset management, services, finance, and human resources. So now let's go to each lines of business, starting with the sales and marketing. The S4HANA sales covers pre-sales activities to maximize leads to order ratio. So from your sales lead management to qualifying those leads, to opportunity and tracking the progress of each. It also has activity management where you can plan and monitor sales activities for each account. It also shows, or it also gives you a holistic view of each customer with key contact and account data. And as for HANA sales, also covers your sales master data as well as your price master data, which will be your basis for your sales quotation in sales contracts. So in the system, this is where you can actually create and monitor your sales contract. Sales quotation can be converted into sales order and from sales order to invoice or billing. This covers both manual and automated billing. Then this also streamlines your sales returns, your debit and credit memos. The end of it all will be your embedded analytics reports and KPIs. So some of the highlights of S4HANA sales. First, we have the low-touch order management. So there are a lot of things that you need to consider for each sales orders, like unavoidable delays, incomplete orders, the whole outbound delivery process, and many more. And all of this will come from multiple sources. In a traditional ERP, this is a time-consuming and prone-to-error process. But in SAP S4HANA, this process is streamlined since everything is connected, giving you a single point of entry. So this reduces your duration by 47%, the number of clicks by 40%, the number of apps reduced by 75%, and the number of fields that you need to be filled by 79%. Another thing is the sales order fulfillment cockpit. So sales order fulfillment cockpit is an SAP smart business cockpit that will allow you to resolve issues and prevents your sales order from being fulfilled. So the cockpit will give you a list of all your sales orders that cannot be completed for one or more reasons. The cockpit highlights and provides supporting information and specific options to resolve the issues. This allows you to monitor sales order in critical stages, collaborate with internal and external contacts, and efficiently address issues to ensure that these sales orders are resolved as fast as possible. Let's go now with the SAP S4HANA supply chain. So with SAP S4HANA supply chain, it caters all your basic inventory management, which covers goods movement, meaning the receipts, the issuance. Of course, you have your inventory analytics. So for more sophisticated requirements, you do have the option to extend your basic inventory management to embedded or extended warehouse management. This includes inbound processing, outbound processing, internal movements, and physical inventory counts and inventory reporting. This basically tells you where exactly a certain inventory stock is and how many do you have at the moment. This gives you a transparency and control over your inventory. Then you have your transportation management to manage your transportation demands from your SOs, POs, even your STOs are covered by this. And if you're currently employing JIT method of manufacturing or inventory, you have the available to promise algorithm to help you maintain on-time delivery. And again, this is made possible by machine learning. So one of the highlights of S4HANA supply chain is the stock in transit. So it doesn't just apply to your goods received, but as well as to inventory shipped out. So what the system will do is that the system can give you a tentative date on when are you going to receive a specific stock from your customers, and deliver it to your customers. The next one is the SAP S/4HANA Manufacturing. So the S/4HANA Manufacturing covers production planning, production operations. It also gives you manufacturing insights through its analytics and reports, and embedded is also the quality management. So it streamlines your manufacturing process to ensure that you are efficiently managing your production orders, production operations, and defects. As mentioned earlier, all lines of business are integrated with SAP S/4HANA. And as you can see here, S/4HANA supports all your manufacturing complexities by integrating it to other modules, most especially to supply chain. So one of the highlights of S/4HANA manufacturing is its MRP, or Material Requirements Planning, which is 10 times faster and 5 times reduced storage as compared to the older SAP ERP. This is to make sure that inventories are available when needed. So using your POs and or your PRs, you can analyze the inventory gaps that you need to purchase from a vendor, get to other plant, or produced in-house. You have your MRP cockpit planning, where you can see all your relevant planning information side by side in one place, allowing you to have a quick and meaningful insights. Also, this MRP considers constraints in predicting the quantity needed. The ERP from the past cannot factor in these constraints due to limitations of hard disk database. But with S/4HANA, it leverages the power of in-memory computing to allow companies to run both constraints and unconstraints in one single system. Another highlight is the quality management, or QM. It provides you an effective and efficient quality planning. Then we move to actual inspection. So here, you use the inspection lots where you record and is completed with the usage decision. You are also provided tools for quality improvement. All right, so let's go now with the sourcing and procurement of SAP S/4HANA. So for S/4HANA sourcing and procurement, it covers your operational procurement and sourcing and contract management. So for operational procurement, it includes purchase requisition, then purchase order up until the invoice management. So as mentioned earlier, a purchase order may be triggered by your MRP or self-service requisitioning. So normally, an authorized person can create a PR and it will be sent to the inbox of the respective approver. So this workflow inbox Fiori application and notification center will facilitate the efficient and approval process. Thus, PR upon approval will become a PO. There are also a number of analytical apps to monitor the status of your POs, RFQs, and company supplier quotations, meaning you are provided with analytical visualization to support your decision making. Then from your SOs, or sales orders, you can make your actual purchase and receive an invoice from your supplier. Invoice management are covered in this module, and there are a lot of Fiori applications to help you manage and monitor your supplier invoice. Thus, as you create the supplier invoice, this will also trigger an AP posting in the finance module. With S/4HANA, you can get real-time supplier performance metrics directly from your Fiori dashboard without the need of a separate warehouse. Finally, after you've completed the transaction, you would want to analyze your spending to make sure that you're still meeting your budget KPIs and objectives. Before S/4HANA, to do that, you need to look to the data from a separate data warehouse. But now with S/4HANA, you can get real-time spend metrics directly from your Fiori dashboard to ensure that you're meeting your budget KPIs and objectives. The next one will be the SAP S/4HANA Asset Management. So before, maintenance is actually reactive, meaning you have to wait for the asset to break down first before undertaking maintenance. Clearly, this downtime will affect your productivity. Here comes the introduction of the preventative maintenance, where maintenance are performed at regular intervals to prevent breakdown. Even better, condition-based maintenance is introduced, where you continuously observe the status of the asset and react to predetermined conditions and events, meaning you need not to wait for the scheduled maintenance. If your maintenance planner wants or assess that you need to do your maintenance, then you may do so. But with S4HANA, we are now talking about the predictive maintenance. So with advanced analytics, the system will be able to predict when is the best time for you to perform your maintenance. So with SAP S4HANA Asset Management, it doesn't just cover your maintenance planning and scheduling, but it also allows you to monitor the maintenance execution as well. So some of its highlights, we have actual cost analysis to monitor and evaluate maintenance costs. Then we have the find maintenance notification and find maintenance order applications, which allow you to change the maintenance schedule given that you'll be receiving a notification. So for each maintenance notification, you can create maintenance orders. Another highlight is the mass time confirmation feature, which you can select several maintenance notification to set, override, or fill in values of scheduling. The same is true with maintenance orders. Next is the research and development or engineering. So project management is actually divided into two areas. We have the project financials control and the project logistics control. So here, you can define your work breakdown structures with corresponding activities in each level. You can set a budget for each level and track the actual cost incurred to monitor the project's financial performance. Your project structure is actually the basis for your project logistics, planning, and execution. Here, you can monitor which activities are already behind the timeline, and the same goes with the product engineering. So this will help you in planning, monitoring, and executing the entire product development process. And then ultimately, where everything flows is with SAP S4HANA Finance. So for S4HANA Finance, we have a role-based cockpits which shows different KPIs and financial ratios like profit margin and the like. It comes with these beautiful tiles which are customizable, and the information that a user can be able to see will depend on the designated role in the organization. Aging of receivables are some of the reports that can be generated based on real-time information from the system. It also has this embedded analytics where you can simulate, be able to assess the financial impact instantly, and there's also machine learning for automated processing and decision support. So before S4HANA, your finance applications might be steering with a lot of transactions that are needed to be separately maintained. So this constitutes complexity and requires offline reconciliation and consolidating efforts. But now, with S4HANA, we are now using a universal journal, and we are now using the same up-to-date information all throughout the organization, ensuring accuracy and consistency. So the SAP S4HANA Finance covers all your record to report activities. So from your accounting and financial close, financial operations, and your cost and profitability analysis. So before S4HANA, your financial closing is a complex, batch-oriented process with bottlenecks and lengthy data which requires reconciliation efforts. But now, with SAP S4HANA, we have the foundation to run your accounting in a continuous way to simplify and shorten your closing cycle. This allows you to generate your financial statements at any point in time, not only on year end or period end. Your day-to-day financial operations are also automated, which improves internal control. And one of the highlights that I want to focus on is the toolset that it provides for the cost planning and cost allocation. giving you a better understanding of your cost drivers by structuring your cost along with your cost centers, activities, and projects. Another highlight is the automatic calculation of your cost of goods manufactured and sold. Product costing covers all your material valuation method like standard costing, year-end valuation, moving average, and so on. And finally, there's a profitability analysis which shows detailed cost and margin incurred. You can also get or set credit limits, risk class, and internal score for your business partners. So just to make a summary of the SAP S/4HANA for accounting highlights. Again, we are now using a single source of truth where we are now using the same up-to-date information all throughout the organization, where you need not to worry about your reporting and analytics because we have this embedded analytics and you can actually generate your reports from the system in real time. Accelerated closing is also supported with SAP S/4HANA Finance with highest granularity. And S/4HANA is integrated with SAP Fiori application, giving you an intuitive user experience, which is available on multiple devices. This also gives you a machine learning for automated processing and decision support. And finally, I also want to highlight that you need not to implement all of the modules of SAP S/4HANA so that you can actually select for a specific modules and that will depend on your requirements as a company. Okay. So I believe that this will be my last slide. So hope to hear from you. Thank you for attending this webinar.
All right, so that concludes the first leg of our program for today on SAP S/4HANA for Intelligent ERP System. So again, thank you for our first presenters, Mr. Andrew Romualdez, Ms. Ira Mina, and Mr. Mark Alex Cadiao from Fasttrack. So before we move to our next presenter, so just a quick warm up if everyone is still active. So we just have a question. Are you using chatbot for your business? So whether on Facebook or on your website. So just type yes or no. This will be the highlight of our next solution to be presented by Miss Junie. Okay, so yes for funness. Also from Grain Pro. So we have attendee from Subic Bay. Welcome po, Miss Gemma. Okay, so majority is yes. So that's perfect. Okay, so introducing now our next presenter. So she has experience in handling team and handling accounts on project related to business operations and automation process, application development for both web and mobile, cloud management and migration, and also on IT consulting and cloud journey. So our second presenter for today is Ms. Junilyn Bertolata, team lead for business operations of VBusiness. So I'm now transferring the floor to Ms. Junie. Hi, Ms. Junie.
Hi, thank you, Miss Crystal, and good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is still active. So, kung gustong magkape, no, sabayan niyo ako. Just kidding aside. So, let me share my presentation to you guys about chatbot. So, let me open my deck. Okay, I hope everyone can hear me well. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Junilyn Bartolata, team lead for business operation and account manager from the Business Software and Solutions Inc. So, let me share to you how YezPo Chatbot can help your business enhance your customer experience during this pandemic. So, earlier, Ms. Crystal asked if some of you already using chatbot. So, for those people who are using it right now, that is good to know you're in your right track in doing your customer experience, enhancing your customer experience. For those not yet or haven't positioned their business in using AI chatbot, well, I hope I can help you enlighten how you can enhance your customer experience using our YezPo chatbot. So, next slide. So let's have a quick look back or recap about what happened last year, 2020. Okay, so we know that 2020 is a hard year for all of us. We experienced this pandemic, which affects our economy, as well as quarantine that limits our movement, especially our physical contact with our target market. And still, we experience those difficulty from last year up to this moment. Okay, but there's also positive happening during this pandemic. So pandemic can stop us from doing our business, and technology help us effectively and efficiently in adapting into these changes. Okay, next slide. So, COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way consumer shops and communicate. So, based on the study, over 50% of customers expect a business to be available 24 by 7. And a recent McKinsey report found that 77% of consumers have tried new brands, new places, and new ways to shop during this pandemic. So customer experience play a significant role in customer retention. And it is especially important now. Customer expectations are at all-time high. So talaga ina-emphasize ko yung all-time high, okay? And more consumers are expecting a higher level of communication from organization. Now, more than ever, business are using artificial intelligence, or as we all know, AI, to communicate effectively with their customers and employees. But figuring out exactly how to use AI in your business can be challenging. So for that reason, we need to have the right technology and know the trend in the market that will help us improve our business and customer engagement. So next slide. Here is the customer experience trend this 2021. So I hope this studies will help us understand the importance of chatbot not only in our business but also in building relationship with our client. So first is customer service will get increasingly conversational, meaning business need to adopt digital solution to keep customers satisfied and continue growing their business. This implies shifting customer engagement and engagement experience to a pull model from push model. So push strategy is to push the product at a customer, while the pull strategy pulls a customer towards a product. Another difference is that push strategy is a quick way to move a customer from awareness to purchase, while the pull strategy is about creating an ongoing relationship with your brand. So second is personalization is the key to build data relationship. What does it mean? The pandemic has accelerated already. So as we all know, we experienced it up until this moment. So rising consumer expectation for corporate authenticity, requiring brands to be more transparent about their data sources. And to build data relationship with customer is based on the consent and trust between the customer and the brand or the company. So third is performance insight and analytics. So this 2021, or rather right now, we'll start to see companies tap into thousands of conversations occurring every day in the workplace. For what? To analyze and better understand what's impacting motivation and productivity. Lastly is the rise of chatbots. So as we all know, maybe half of you or majority of you are encountering this. You are now familiar with the AI of chatbot. Maybe some of you are already using it. So we need to understand our next generation customer. So next generation customer are tech savvy, very, very tech savvy. And no more look for time consuming support service driven by human operator, which means chatbot on board on your website or app or even your company Facebook page, okay, enables user to personally search and get any information on property object they want to buy or even they want to rent. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, what is chatbot? So we need to understand first what is chatbot. So it's just so simple. So chatbot is a program designed to stimulate human conversation over the internet. Chatbot answers the question and performs tasks using the AI or the artificial intelligence. Next slide. A sample scenario on YezPo Chatbot can help enterprise company. So we have two sample scenario on how business industry can use YezPo Chatbot. First, great customer experience is all about personalization. So personal virtual assistants such as YezPo Chatbot help make the customer buying journey be more effective and as well efficient. So once a lot of customer search and behavioral data is analyzed, you can win the loyalty of your customer via more targeted offering and tailored brand promotion for them. So is second is YezPo Chatbot for contactless health declaration. So we can use YezPo Chatbot, okay, for this kind of prevention. So with YezPo Chatbot, we can use the power of AI for COVID-19 contact tracing through contactless health declaration. This will enable business establishment have an easier and safer way to trace tenants and visitors. Next slide is types of chatbot. So informational. First is informational. This is the simplest type and usually involves providing general information such as FAQs, news stories, and push notifications to your visitors. Second is transactional. Allow users to complete transactions and interact like booking, setting up schedules or meeting, and alike. So typically requires user to be authenticated into their user account to have transactions. Third is advisory. So self-learning chatbot is the next evolution in chatbot. So it enables to learn based on the customer interaction to determine appropriate process. And next is YezPo Chatbot features. So chatbot is integrated with Facebook Messenger platform. So make the most of your Facebook pages and website. So thanks to chatbot, one-click integration with Messenger, you can add a conversational YezPo chatbot to your Facebook page without coding. With this functionality, you can answer customers' questions 24/7 and deliver a consistent customer experience across multiple communication channels. So it is very easy to use. Just set up the key phrases and corresponding bot replies. You just need to define the entire block with corresponding content or information. And of course, it also have live support. And it also have generation of reports in a format of Excel and PDF format. And you can use a broadcast message to specific groups who has history in visiting your company website or your company FB page. Next slide. So benefit of using YezPo Chatbot. So first is increased productivity and efficiency, plus customer service online 24/7. So reality check, agents or sales or even your frontliners cannot answer every call or chat from a customer. They are running around holding meetings and trying to sell products and services. However, every time they can't respond to a question immediately, they risk of losing a potential customer. That is the reality. So data shows that almost 78% of buyers stick with the agent who answer them first. If that's the case, a company can either hire a team or agents who can answer those tasks like calls, chats, and emails all day, or implement YezPo Chatbot. So smart assistants don't take breaks and can support multiple customers at the same time. They can take over simple tasks from human agents such as answering common questions, collecting contact details, and of course, promoting your product and services. By using YezPo Chatbot, you get a chance to indirectly connect with more prospects and engage them in the sales process. Okay, next is interactive marketing platform, convenient and accurate customer experience, and reduce manual effort. So chatbot have changed the way people search for product, services, and even properties. So helping business to acquire digital client is much easier now. So getting a user on your website is half the battle. The second challenge is how to keep them there. So YezPo Chatbot greetings can help you prevent user from leaving your site and engage them with your product and offerings. There are short chat invitations that let you proactively engage with your website visitor. So with YezPo Chatbot, you can create a different greetings for visitors interested in the products and services, and as well as qualifying lead based on their needs. So YezPo Chatbot can ask user about their budget, types of products or services they are looking for or they're searching for. So this help YezPo Chatbot find the matching listings in its database and present them to the prospect customers immediately. So using those attractive cards, okay? So users can quickly verify whether they are interested or not. So offering you are offering to them or services you're offering to them. So they can leave their they have the options to leave their details so you can get in touch with them later. So with chatbot, all conversations are saved in the archive so that your team can easily catch up with a customer's case and deliver personalized service. And of course, we have ability to forecast the right options and of course cost saving. If you want to attract more customer, having attractive offering is a must. However, having listing that matches your customer interest and budget is even more important. So that is why you need to learn the ins and outs of your local market. You can do that by browsing your competitors' listing, studying customer demographic information, searching local forums, or just simple launching YezPo Chatbot on your business. So YezPo Chatbot can have multiple conversations every day and collect a lot of data about your target audience during that time. Okay, so the information gathered during chats can help determine what type of product and services are most often searched, what are demographic of your website or FB page, or what the average budget of your prospect. By knowing more about your local market, you can tailor listing to customers' need and better target your future marketing campaigns. So connect with younger customers. So we tackled earlier that one of the trends are the rise of the chatbot. Wherein the next generations are um, the customer right now. So connect with younger customer or younger generation are more tech savvy. So statistics show that more than half of millennials prefer to contact brands via live chat rather than by phone. So this is vital information for all of us because in 2018, millennial made up over 60% of all online buying transactions. So by using YezPo Chatbot, you get a chance to connect with that group of customers and can stand out from competitors who haven't adjusted their selling methods. So for those who have already chatbot, congratulations because you are ahead of your competition. And for those who haven't, there is still time for everyone, for us to go into this market or be a trendsetter. Okay. So next is the summary how YezPo Chatbot can help enterprise companies. So the summaries, first is customer engagement and retention. Next is the instant solution for FAQs. Third is 24/7 availability for customers' assistance. Fourth is appointment booking or transactional booking. And lastly is the contactless health declaration. So a short background or brief background about our company. So our mother company is Value Line System and Solutions Corp with more than 20 years of existence in IT industry by providing services such as security and automation of business process, also powered by Amazon Web Services. So we have sister companies, which is B1G2 Technologies International Inc., the sole distributor of ESET antivirus, if you're familiar with Node 32 antivirus. So they are the one who distributed here in the Philippines. And of course, Three Club Solutions Inc., our technology innovators focusing on smarter innovation, also powered by AWS. And of course, our company, VBusiness Software and Solutions Inc., we are the new spin-off company under Value Line. And it is our pride to be part of Fasttrack community of reseller. And we are also, in addition to that, we are also advanced consulting partner of Amazon Web Services here in the Philippines for both commercial and public sector. VBusiness is also a immersion day and solution provider partner of AWS here in the Philippines. So our services, Cube is one of our um, business unit under VBusiness. So it is focusing on AWS technology, whether IaaS, PaaS, or even DaaS. Okay, so AWS technology is delivering infrastructure as a service, helping business in their cloud journey, whether app hosting, web hosting, migration into cloud, and up to backup and disaster recovery. So we also have a SaaS offering that we are proud of. So first is the YezPo Chatbot that I've discussed earlier. The second is Sunrise Media. So this is a platform focusing on delivering media content. So if you are in a business of entertainment or advertisement, we can talk about Sunrise Media. So what does it do? So it helps the company by delivering media content both on mobile as a mobile application and in a website. Okay, so some of our success stories here, if you're familiar with Boysen, they have their own website that they called Studio B, and they are that platform, that website delivered all the creative contents of Boysen. So they have video clips, they had advertisement there. They all shows those creative videos that they want to showcase on their target audience. Especially, it's all about boys and products. Another is Beam TV. So this is one of the affiliated companies of Underglobe. So what they do, they are partnered with the local media content provider, and then they show those local films, and they also show some advertisement wherein they partner with some brands, and that is what we do in Sunrise Media. So if you're interested with that kind of business, you can contact us as well. And of course, Exa CRM. So this Exa CRM refers to excellent sales customer relation management. So this is focusing on the sales performance and transaction monitoring. So it gives the management, the company, the visibility of the sales performance and sales forecast. So if you have difficulty in managing or have a challenge right now, especially we're in pandemic, if you're having difficulty in monitoring all your agents, all your sales, and even having difficulty in forecasting your incoming sales, we can help you by discussing about Exa CRM. So you can email us, you can contact us later, how we can help you with that, as well as in AWS services. We are open for meetings and all. So another is we are also ISO 9001 certified for quality management and ISO 27001 for information security management. So who are our clients? So these are some of our customers. As you can see, Boys and Studio B, we have the Unilab, we have Mega World, and so on and so forth. So those are some of the customers or some of the companies who trusted us in giving them technology that they need in terms of automations and smarter innovation. So again, my name is Juniline Bartolata. I am a team leader for business operation and as well account manager under VBusiness Software and Solutions Inc. And I'm happy to present to you our portfolio. And again, thank you, Miss Crystal. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much for a very lively presentation, Miss Junie. So that was a very relevant discussion on enhancing customer relationships with the help of YezPo Chatbot. Again, thank you, Miss Junie. So moving forward, so this will be our last presentation for today. And just a reminder also for everyone to feel free to chat out your questions on the chat box so we can answer it later on our live Q&A. And you can also raise your hand so we can unmute you later. So allow me now to introduce our last speaker. So he has over 5 years experience in the field of SAP Business Analytics, started off as a senior technical consultant. He gained exposure in business analytics, ABAP, SAP materials management, and financial module. He also has significant involvement with business analytics key accounts, including Pepsi Cola, Green Cross, Del Monte Philippines, and Globe Telecom. TJ is currently leading the solutions design team for SAP Business Analytics for HANA and non-HANA platform. So let's all welcome Mr. TJ Cruz, SAP Solutions Architect from Fasttrack. Hi, Sir TJ. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. I'd be sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen already.
Yes, we can now see po, Sir TJ.
Okay, I'll be presenting all about analytics this morning, and thank you everyone for attending this webinar. And I know that it's been a long information dissemination what we have given to you guys, but bear me or spare me your 30 minutes or so that I'll be able to tell you all about SAP Analytics Cloud. As our previous speakers had mentioned, majority of the companies nowadays are looking forwards to modernize their enterprises, not only their ERPs, not only their artificial intelligence chatbots, not only their other applications involved, but most of them wanted to see what are the return of investments for those. And the only way that you'd be able to gain those information about the return of investments is to see the performance of the company in terms of your sales, in terms of your production, in terms of your manpower services, etc. All of those. Now, what SAP had developed for the past years, actually, it's been conceived last 2016. SAP has been developing SAP Analytics Cloud since then. If you're familiar with S4HANA, S4HANA is powered by HANA database, and database that considered to be in memory in capabilities. And gone with the days that databases are measured by index, loaded through your hardwares, your hard drives, your storage devices. Gone with the days with that. HANA had improved the technology in terms of using the memory capabilities, and SAP Analytics Cloud sits on the same platform. Now, what has changed through the years in terms of from prior pandemic and pre-pandemic or mid-pandemic season? Majority of the companies nowadays are still struggling on the adjustment of the work from home setup, the quarantine setup, all of those are still in adjustment. And I understand that we've been in this situation for almost a year now. And what the way that people adjust to those types of changes are going to cloud. And VBusiness Group had discussed all about AWS. Now you would see the popularity of the cloud services. It's been soaring high since the start of this pandemic. Actually, at the start of 2019, the popularity of AWS and other cloud services is already up there, but it boosts um, most higher than the previous years during 2020. But those changes in innovation, in technology, etc., as Ira mentioned, is some of the companies that are afraid of changes, that are afraid of innovations, suffered a lot. Mentioning Nokia, mentioning BlackBerry, mentioning other, even Xerox. They are afraid of changes. They wanted to impose their own technology. They wanted to impose their own uh, quality of information, but they all failed on that one. The paces of innovation nowadays are relentless in terms of businesses. What do business need to do? They need to think through the end-to-end mega process alignment. They have to have a clear direction of the future enterprises. Consider the speed and agility. Uh, if I may digress on that one, nowadays you would see the changes in terms of the speed of connectivity here in the Philippines, and from the emergence of Dito Telco, Globe, and other telco would have their own competition, and significantly from their previous services, from, especially for me, I'm connected through PLDT. My connection before this pandemic is just 5 Mbps, but constantly they're boosting my connection to up to 25 Mbps. It's a clear indication that the competition is working in the scenario of the internet, and we need to consider those changes as well. Majority of the company on the past are afraid to migrate to cloud merely because of connectivity, merely because of slow internet. That's a major reason why. But to win today's digital economy, leading organizations should be data driven, should be data and intelligence at the center. You will not be able to measure your performance against your competitors without those information. You will not be able to see those competitors on magazines nowadays. You won't see those competitors on the newspapers nowadays. But where can you see them? You'd be able to see them online, social media, professional social media such as LinkedIn, their websites, etc. All of those companies nowadays are forming or evolving into a much more digital company. Now, SAP had planned all of those ahead of time since 2016. And what they have created is the SAP Analytics Cloud. The Analytics Cloud allows you to have an intelligent decisions across company. And SAP Analytics Cloud offers a complete, contextual, and confident information across your enterprise. Now, question is there such a company now that you can say that they are centralized in terms of information? Of all the implementation that we had for business analytics, most of them are considered to be siloed organization. What I mean about siloed organization, finance group is different, reporting tools. They're using a different reporting tools. Majority of them is Excel. Salespeople are using a different reporting tool. The operation systems is the same. And that's what I meant about siloed organization. They don't have centralized repository system in terms of their reporting needs. Therefore, if they do report to their management, they reflect a different angle or different perspective of their reports. Uh, Chances are questions may arise on the presentation of the reports, and challenges will also arise in terms of consolidation. Now, SAP Analytics Cloud offer all of those. It offers a complete information from data to intelligence, everything that you would need. Contextual in terms of insightful. You would be able to run smart insight. Later on, I'll be discussing all of those in context of your business process. And you can make confident decisions faster with AI driven. You might heard a lot of AI words in this webinar session, but that's the reality of today's technology. Majority or all of the company's principles nowadays are moving towards to that artificial intelligence, and barely or rarely that you'd be able to see customer service that doesn't use bots or chatbots nowadays, and that entails a good perspective in terms of artificial intelligence. Now, what is those major capabilities of SAP Analytics Cloud? SAP Analytics Cloud offers you three major capabilities. One of those is Smart Discovery. Smart Discovery allows you to run an automatic reporting capability. As I have mentioned before, if you wanted to present to your management a report, you need to prepare at least 2 to 3 days of preparation of the report and put in another day to consolidate to your coworkers, etc. All of those. But nowadays, with this technology, you just need to load your data and then run the smart discovery for your information. And then smart discovery allows you to uncover statistical relevant relationship on your data. Gone with the days when you would prepare those information manually and you would be prepare those reports manually. But here, you'd be able to have automatic stories or reporting by merely loading your dataset. A story is created for the highlights and the most important patterns of your data. And most of us knows that our boss, our managements will be interested not only on the historical, but the current performance of the company, together with what will be the impact of those information moving forwards in terms of targets. With this capability, with the smart technology, it gives you several tabs or several reporting capability. What the tool would give you is first you would have a tab of overview. Overview allows you to see the overall perspective of the company's performance, summaries, top sheet, uh, top performing, etc. All of those. And next would be the key influencers. Key influencers allows you to see what are the metrics that influence a lot in terms of that selected measure. For example, you wanted to analyze, let's just say, gross profit. Gross profit, what are the contributors for that? Most probably you will need to have the quantity sold, the total sales per location, etc. All of those information are contributing to produce a gross sales. Now, with that information, you would see which are the highest contributor in terms of your selected measure uh, using the key influencers. Next would be your unexpected values. The unexpected values allows you to see the outliers, the spikes of your sales. For example, the sudden spike up stop of your sales. Why does it have a contributing factor on that specific spike, or the sudden down spike of your sales? You would see those unexpected values on that specific tabs. And lastly, we have the simulation. The simulation allows you to run a what if scenario. As I've mentioned with the key influencers, uh, one of your selected pivotal measure that's been the main target of your smart discovery would have several key influencers. And in the what if scenario, if you would to adjust the values of those key influencers, what will happen to your gross sales or your net sales? What would be the effect on the changes of those? For example, you wanted to increase your gross sales. What needs to be done? Of course, we need to sell more. We need to improve our quantity sold. We need to improve. Most probably, we need to increase our marketing strategy. We need to increase our, let's say, popularity in terms of social media, etc. All of those factors can be considered, and that is generated by simply giving information or data on your application on your SAP Analytics Cloud. Next, next is what we have is the Smart Insight. The Smart Insight allows you to see, or it helps you to go beyond the basic visualization. It's a typical capability that your bosses, the management wanted to see the details. For example, in this example is we measure the net sales of a certain e-commerce business. I click on the Zalora and then I click run the Smart Insight. With that, it would give me a detailed information, what contributes to the overall sales or net sales of Zalora. As you can see here, you would see the top contributors in terms of return quantity, the product group, the product name, the location. If you have demographics, you would see all of those. And this is a good way to drill down to your reports without even preparing those drill down information. Take note that the information generated on your Smart Insight is an auto-generated reports by the system. Gone with the days na po yung we are preparing each and every slide of our presentation and then we're just putting hyperlinks on those data and then presenting it the way we should, the way we do it normally. But here, every data points is considered to be a data point for Smart Insight. Next is what we have here is what we call the search to insight. With the emergence of the technology nowadays, especially on the cell phones, uh, higher higher performing cell phones nowadays are getting affordable every time. Ngayon po, we're not just using the two major brands, which is Samsung and Apple. Nowadays, there are a lot of competition in terms of cell phone technology, and you'd be able to use majority of their functionality using smart SAP SAP Analytics Cloud. What do I mean about it is the voice recognition. Here is a sample of a search to insight. Search to insight allows you to conversate or communicate with your system. Let's say, show me net sales per brand for 2018. You don't need to create a report for that one. You just need to type in your inquiries, your search, and then the system would generate a report or a chart for you. Show me my profit and loss for 2021. It would show you an information that relates to that specific search. This is good for your mobile devices. Sap Analytics Cloud is available for Apple and then Android technology as well. For Android, you're limited for Android OS 8 above. For iPhones and Apple products, for iPhone technology, you could use at the lowest is iPhone 6. Lower than that version, you will not be able to download that application. You'd be able to see or download SAP Analytics Cloud or SAP Business BI in Apple Store and Google Play. Okay. Now, of all those talk with regards to the SAP Analytics capability, who are the benefactors or who benefits a lot of using analytics in the companies? We have chosen one customer experience for this one. Uh, and the chosen company is Bounty Agro. You're familiar with Chooks, you're familiar with uh, Bounty Philippines. Bounty Agro is one of their, should we call, one of their companies. If you're familiar with Bounty Fresh Foods Incorporated, that's another wing of Bounty. Now, Bounty Agro Ventures is, they have centralized their IT and reporting, financial, sales, and operations last 2019. And then centralizing their big data and their SAP analytics gains a lot of confidence in terms of their workforces. In their IT, they can centralize their data repository. IT can now focus on data security. As you know, IT does not have the role or should not have the role of reporting preparation. IT should focus on infrastructure, security, uh, role designation in terms of your networks, because security plays a very big role in terms of IT governance. And now, with centralization of reporting, IT doesn't have to do the reporting side anymore. They can focus on data security more of most of the time. And for the business side, management can now use the business intelligence in strategic planning. They can see their KPI, major KPIs, on the overall company performance in terms of the financials. The BI reporting allows them to improve their transactional system. They can monitor their resellers' businesses, their chooks to go businesses. They'll be able to measure their farm's performance, etc. All of those. And one of the comments of the CEO of Business Bounty Agro is that the dashboard is perfect, and this is a very helpful tool to improve the proactive management of their business. Now, I'll be showing you a sample of those dashboard that we have done. This is just a sample for an e-commerce business, and this is our what we call an executive dashboard that we produce or we have made last 2019 and currently been used as a template of several of our clients. And that's an example of sales overview. Now, it would be much more easier to appreciate the capability of the tool if you would see the actual capability of that. Uh, I'd be showing you the environment of SAP Analytics Cloud here. What we have here is a live SAP Analytics Cloud system that's been sold or acquired by Fasttrack. And what I have prepared here is a sample of the e-commerce dashboard. But firstly, I wanted to introduce the home screen here. As you can see here, I'm greeted by the system. Whoever is using the system, you'd be able to choose whether to have this text up top or not, and you would have their basic set up for your home screen. Now, the good thing about your home screen is you would be able to pin a specific chart that's you're monitoring on a daily basis. Here you would see here, I have pinned a specific chart for gross sales per age bracket and net sales per date of actual use or actual sales. And then you can pin a lot of KPIs here, and basically you would see majority of the tiles. You can customize it accordingly if you wanted to lessen the clutter in your home screen, and then put a lot of tiles here that you monitor on a daily basis. You'd be able to customize that as well. And then up top, you'd be able to see here the collaboration part. The collaboration part allows you to work with your workmates in terms of preparing the report without even being together on the same location, logging into your system, and then logging into your applications on the same network, etc. All of those. This is part of the capability of SAP Analytics Cloud. You can collaborate your workmates and then build your own collaborative dashboard within the same platform. Okay. And here is what we have the home screen. You'll be able to create your own stories, browse your records, etc. All of those securities and connections. It's being set up here. Now, what I'm going to show you is the sample e-commerce dashboard here, which is the latest e-commerce dashboard here. And here is a sample of that. Take note that the data that's being used in this one is just a sample data. This is not a live connection to a specific client, and we don't do that not even once for the presentation of the application. Uh, Rest assured that your data sets are safe if Fasttrack would implement it, and basically you would own your own tenants for this one. Now here's an example of that dashboard, and this dashboard pertains to e-commerce summary report. This covers the different KPIs or measures in presenting the report to your bosses. Now you're seeing gross sales. On a different perspective, gross sales on per platform, per age brackets, per sales type, and over time here. Now, what you can do here is you'd be able to customize it and make it dynamic. What if I wanted to see net sales only? This would generate a net sales report without even preparing. I'd show you the raw file for this one. I only have one tab here. Hindi ko po prepare dyan yung different tabs. This pertains to the dynamic capability of the tool, that you'd be able to present a different KPIs on one dashboard. For example, you wanted to see cost of sales. What are the cost of sales on different platform, in different ages, in different sales type? And then you would be able to see also the return amount. Okay, that's how you can create your reports in a dynamic way in SAP Analytics Cloud. Of course, the basic filters, you would see that filter by date, you would see here, and filter by payment type. For example, you wanted only to see payment type in cash. For net sales, you'd be able to mix and match those combinations of dynamic capabilities within your dashboard. Now, as you can see here, you would see here comparative analytics as well. If we selected 2018, basically we don't have data for 2017. It won't reflect any variances of the performance of your KPIs for 2017. But if I would choose 2019, you would be able to see your performance versus the previous year in terms of net sales, cash payments, and 2019. You can see here in net sales, you're performing plus 0.1% over the last year. Say 0.1 million. And for cost of sales, you're performing down. It's a negative point 0.5 million for the last year, etc., and so on and so forth. You would be able to see those comparative analytics across the dashboards. What if, TJ, that's too small? Masyadong maliit yan for me to see. You'd be able to see that and you look at it on a full screen mode. Okay. Now here I have chosen to full screen mode the a three-map view. As you can see here, the net sales covering majority is sold to the age bracket of 25 to 34. It means that majority of these age brackets do their sales or do their purchases online, whether it is Lazada, Zalora, etc. All of those. Yeah. And you can also minimize it and then focus on the different charts. Now, what I've shown you the functionality a while ago in the Smart Insight is this one. If you would click a certain data points, if I wanted to select a certain data points, I wanted to monitor, let's say, what is the sales for Shopee. I wanted to see Shopee. Just need to right click and then Smart Insight. It would generate me an automatic charting, presenting or translating the information provided for Shopee. You would see here the product name is the highest is bags for Shopee. You would see that's the top moving, fast moving item. Then you would see here the product group as well, the fast moving product group as well. And you would see here age brackets, the demographics that's purchasing a lot in that specific platform. What are the typical contributor and the sales rep? Okay, all of the data points here, if given a capability to let's say run a smart insight, you'd be able to right click it and then do a smart insight. And that's one of the capability of the tool. If you wanted to run what we call the search to insight, you'd be able to do so. I just click the bulb up top and then and be able to show uh, cross sales by platform. Then it would generate that specific report for me uh, per year. You can also extend the search also for that specific inquiries and so much more. And you can see here, you would be able to see the previous search. I wanted to see that the gross sales by platform. As you can see, Zalora is doing well in terms of the competition, .com, Shopee, and Lazada. And same here with this search. And all I did is type in my increase. Okay. And that's the functionality of the Smart Insight and then Search to Insight. I'll just quickly show you the Smart Discovery, though I wanted to show you the step how to do that, but in the uh, respect of time is would not be able to I'm not be able to show you the step-by-step procedure for that one. This is the one that I've mentioned to you a while ago that you'd have an automatic reports that generates four tabs. Here you would see here the overview. As you can see, quantity over time, it gives you a time series of the reporting, and actually it's still loading a forecast for you. You would see your main forecast line together with upper bound and lower bound confidence for that forecast value. Okay. You would see here, for example, here you would see your forecast value based on your historical records as well. And if I wanted to see the key influencers, what are the major influencers for quantity sold? Here you would see here that the turn quantity directly affects the quantity sold, of course, and the name of the sellers, if I'm not mistaken, the cost of sales, platforms, etc. All of those, and then you would see a lot of information as well. This is all auto-generated report. And every time that you would see here a bulb light here, you'd be able to click that and then select a specific influencers, and then you'd be able to run a report for that one. Okay. And here's the sample of that unexpected values. You would see majority here are outliers. This is basically quantity difference. See here a major peak or major spike on your quantity, return quantity, which is 275 and 287. And then as you click it, you would see the details below. Okay. You would see here anomalies in terms of transactions. This would reflect you those outliers, whether it is lower bound or upper bound. And lastly is without simulations. Simulations, as I've mentioned, uses got it uses direct influencers on your measure that you use. In this case, expected quantity. Here you would be able to increase. If you would increase, of course, the return quantity, it would decrease the quantity sold, etc. All of those. And if you would sell them on a different platform, what will happen? It's those different scenarios as well. Let's say if we would to decrease the return quantity, let's say 100, and it's simulate. It would simulate for you an expected quantity for your sold information. Okay, that's for the simulation. You could run a different simulation for different data sets as well. And basically that's it. That's the functionality of Sap Analytics Cloud in a nutshell. And what I want to discuss next is who is Fasttrack. What's our track record in terms of implementing SAP, not only the ERP but also the analytics side. I'll just show you one slider that represents the Fasttrack's performance through the years in terms of analytics. I've mentioned for the industries specific, Fasttrack's been in the industry since the 2005. It's been 16 years, if I'm not mistaken. And from that point, FASAC had evolved from an ERP system to analytics solutions company up until to the CRM solutions company. Basically, FASAC covers majority of the enterprise's needs and wants for this generation. And for the past 10 years, FASAC's been implementing business analytics. What we have is we have implemented to 10 major industries. We have 30 plus employees implementing different products covering SAP Analytics Cloud, Business Objects, BW for HANA. And we have covered a lot of companies. And on the introduction for my profile, they have mentioned a few of those. That's Pepsi, Davis, Del Monte, Nutricia. We have implemented those different companies. And of course, one of my customer testimonials is Bounty Agro. And rest assured that if you wanted to engage in business partnership with Fast Track, with business analytics, we'd be covering you from the start up until to the finish, up until to your support. And hopefully that I have given you enough information for SAP Analytics Cloud for today. And if you need questions, if you have questions, if you need meetings, you can reach out to our team. And then we could set an appointment for you for better clarification on how SAP Analytics Cloud can help your business. And that's it. Thank you for listening for this morning. And if you have questions, please let me know and I'll be on the chat box. Thank you po.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir TG, for a very informative session on SAP Analytics on Cloud. So again, guys, this is the right time to raise your questions. So feel free to chat it out on our chat box, or you can unmute yourselves or raise your hands. Okay, so again, I'll be calling our speakers for today. So we have here from VBusiness Miss Junie and also Sir TJ from Fast Track. So I think we have one question here from Miss Corazon Ang. So what is the key differentiator or advantage of S4HANA compared to other ERP solutions like Dynamics or Oracle NetSuite? Anyone from Fast Track who can answer? Sir TJ.
Hi, yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, good
Andrew would be
Yeah,
able to
thank
answer
you,
that.
TJ. Yeah, this is
Thanks, Andrew.
Aldis. I am the account executive or account manager for the S for HANA solution of SAP. So yeah, thank you for that question. So basically the differentiators of that one. So I'll just highlight some things about SAP S for HANA. So SAP S for HANA is it has industry specific solutions, meaning to say that whichever industry you are in, SAP has that certain solution. So it has all these business processes inside ready made in order for you to use it. So yes, we have specific solutions for that, but of course we want to make sure that it fits your business well. So with that being said, we can configure the system and also customize it to fit your processes. Aside from this, it is also scalable. So what's nice about scalable is as your business grows, SAP will grow with you, right? So of course, SAP has a number of modules, and we will only implement those modules in SAP S for HANA. And as your business grows, then we can add certain modules just to add more functions in order to cover all your processes in the business. All right. So another thing about SAP S for HANA is it you have the choice whether to have it on cloud or on premise. As you can see, other solutions out there are cloud solutions. So meaning to say that it is a subscription basis. So in order for you to use it, you have to pay an annual subscription or monthly subscription just to enjoy that system. Unlike SAP S for HANA, you have the choice what to not go for a subscription basis, but basically have a more install it in your company using your own servers, or yeah, the servers that can be located in your office, or of course with AWS. And with that, there's no annual subscription, just to use SAP S for HANA. Great. So another thing that's nice about SAP for HANA is it's the database that it uses. So the database is called HANA. So what does this mean? The power of HANA allows you to run your business in real time. So it's a very powerful database. And with that, when I say running in real time, the information that you get is real time. And of course, even the reports, as mentioned, like what TJ just showed a while ago, those reports you'll be getting real time as well. So it's not T minus one, it's on the spot. Right. Aside from this is the user interface. So it has a beautiful interface that uses SAP Fury, so that more on you can use your application, your mobile, or even your desktop for this one. And what's nice about that is it's very easy to use. And of course, when you have to train your employees or users for the system, it's very straightforward and it's not difficult. It's very easy. So those are just some of the advantages of going to SAP S for HANA. Of course, if you want to know more information, you can get in touch with, I believe, with Crystal or anyone from Fasttrack, and we'll be more than happy to set a meeting with you to further discuss SAP S for HANA. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Andrew, and we hope that answers your question, Miss Corazon. So, anyone who has questions, feel free to chat it out, or you can unmute yourselves. So let's just wait for other questions to come in. So again, everyone, so we hope that you enjoyed today's sessions, and please do answer our feedback form that you can see on our screen. So just scan out the QR code and it will be redirected to the feedback form. We'll also chat out the link later. So any more questions? Okay, we don't see any questions right now. So our team will be here until 12. So if you have any questions, feel free to chat it out. Okay, so I'll transfer the floor now to Miss May Wiso, Head of Channels from Fast Track, for the closing remarks. Hi, Miss May.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, everyone. I think there's one more question from Sir Luis. Should I now close? Can we give ano?
Yeah, sure. So,
Ano?
yes, may pahabol na question from Sir Luis Alberto. So, what do you suggest for SMEs? So, I think our speakers can answer.
I'll answer mostly for the analytics side, and I'd let Andrew again to answer for the ERP side. For the analytics, SMEs can still benefit for the capabilities of SAP Analytics Cloud, especially for those people that wanted really to innovate and then control or have their analytics on their fingertips. As Andrew had mentioned, all of the applications of SAP is mobile ready. You'd be able to access that through your mobile devices, and I believe that not only big enterprises are in on the go mobile. Ibig sabihin, if they travel, you wanted to see their performance also, and also the SMEs wanted to gather information also at a fast-paced information as well. Therefore, it would depend on your conviction of in terms of investing on such technology, and we know that if you would to invest on such SAP Analytics Cloud, definitely you would benefit same as benefit of with the large enterprise as well. Andrew for the ERP.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning. This
Hi,
is Steph.
Steph.
Yeah, so
Thanks,
I'm
Steph.
one of the team. I'm one of the teammates of Alex, the one who presented S4HANA solution a while ago. So I'm also a solutions architect here in Fast Track. So to answer your question on the SAP S4HANA side, what do you suggest for SMEs or small to medium enterprises, right? So we actually also implemented to a lot of our customers that are currently SMEs. You don't have to be large enterprises to acquire, SAP S4HANA. The thing about this is that when you're small to medium enterprises, we also see fit the solution, the modules that we implement for your organization. So we don't offer, what you call a full big bang approach for your specific organization or industry. We can usually recommend, a few modules to be implemented first, essential modules such as finance, sales, procurement, before we look at other modules set in place. So as mentioned as well by Andrew a while ago with SAP S4HANA, being an enterprise solution that is scalable to your business. So in the long run or in the future, when you want to further innovate or get those solutions, right, we can always activate or add specific solutions for your requirements. So for small to medium enterprises, we still do recommend S4HANA, but we recommend what you call your digital core or main modules that would run your business. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, TJ and Steph. So again, for any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Crystal, from VBusiness. You can see the details on the screen. Here's my email. And also to Steven. So here is our details on the screen. Feel free to email us and we will be glad to set a one-on-one meeting with you. Okay, so moving forward now with our closing remarks, may we call on again Miss May Wiso, Head of Channels from Fast Track.
Thank you again, Crystal. Um, and of course, I want to thank everyone for joining us today in this session. I'd like to thank the people behind the webinar session, our partner, VBusiness Software Solutions, Sir Ed, Miss Crystal, and Miss Junie. And of course, our channels team and our enterprise business group at Fast Solutions, the ERP and the business analytics. So, like every one of us knows, a lot has changed because of this pandemic. So, yeah, sure, most of the companies have taken a big blow because of COVID, but there are also some companies who have survived and even succeeded in the midst of pandemic. So, as mentioned earlier, Fast Track Solutions has been working with VBusiness and our partners in Fast Track community in continuously preaching for digital transformation, even during pandemic. So, we hope that our session today has provided insights and, of course, interest to you from exploring these tools for your organization. So again, we have SAP S for HANA, we have the AWS, SAP Analytics Cloud, and YezPo Chatbot. So I'm confident that at least one of these solutions presented would help your company. So if you want to discuss specific products with you, please let us know on the chat box or in the feedback form. Business team will be in touch as soon as possible and will join you in the exclusive session to discuss these specifics. So without keeping you longer for lunch, I'll turn over the floor back to Miss Crystal for final words. And thank you, everyone. Keep safe and God bless.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss May. And again, on behalf of VBusiness and Fasttrack, we would like to thank everyone for coming today on business continuity in the face of pandemic. So we have chatted out the link for the feedback form. So please do answer our feedback form. And again, we would like to thank you all of you for coming today on our webinar. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Have a great weekend and God bless. Bye.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, everyone. Happy lunch.